Bryce asks, trade Mostert with draft picks for Jamal Adams. Okay, here's the problem with Jamal Adams. It's money, as we've talked about. The whole reason they are not going to, they're trying to trade Raheem Mostert is money as well. If the 49ers had the money to re-sign Raheem Mostert and George Kittle, they would have done so. They don't have the money to do that. They're trying to figure out how to make the money for George Kittle. So trading Mostert, while it would free up $2.5 million, then creates a mega problem because you bring in Jamal Adams, you then have to re-sign at $14 to $15 to $16 million a year. It's just not possible overall. Yes, Jamal Adams would be the cream of the crop safety for the next 5 years in San Francisco. He'd be fantastic. He'd be great. He would make the 49ers even better than they already are. But where are you getting this money? And that's the problem 49er fans need to understand. If you don't have $2 extra million to give to Raheem Mostert to go from $2 million to $5 million, you will not have enough money to re-sign Jamal Adams at $14 million. It's just not possible. So Kittle's the main focus here. One of the reasons why they're trying to look to trade Raheem Mostert. They don't have the money to go ahead and keep him. Let's see. Martin asks, is signing Kittle to massive long extension possible to free up space or wiggle room in the future? Yes, technically, it would free up a little bit of a space going forward because you would take his massive amount of contract and you would spread it out over a couple of years. Now, is it going to create a ton of cap space, aka a ton of cap space to sign a guy like Jamal Adams? No, because you're still paying him 15, 16, 13, whatever it is, $1 million a year, and the 49ers do not have that much cap space going forward. So would it help them out overall to create a little bit of extra cap space next year, the year after? Sure, but it's not going to free up a ton because you're still giving him a 5-year or a 4-year, $15 million deal, whatever it is, which is a ton of money overall. A little wiggle room, but not a lot. All right, we have a super chat here. Super chats, again, guaranteed to get your question on the show. Julio Cesar Sanchez asked, do you think Coleman can produce if Mostert leaves? Yeah, I think so. I mean, the main problem with Tevin Coleman last year was health. It was the problem with Matt Breida last year as well. Kyle Shanahan can scheme any running back to perform. I could be the running back, and Kyle Shanahan could scheme me proper yards. I'm telling you, he's just that good at the zone run scheme. Coleman's a great running back. That's why they're paying him $5 million this year, but it's not just up to Coleman. They have Jerick McKinnon, and they have Jeff Wilson Jr., and they have JaMychal Hasty and another unrestricted free agent undrafted free agent on the roster as well. They are fine at running back. Yes, Mostert was fantastic last year, but he was allowed to be fantastic because Breida got injured and Coleman got injured for multiple games during the 2019 season. So just swap everybody up. The hope is McKinnon is fine, and if that is the case, I think they're going to be good to go overall. Mostert is great. There are a lot of great running backs, but that's why they're so expendable, because there are so many great running backs, and most teams have multiple options that can go ahead and throw in a 1 or 2 punch. So as much as it would stink to lose Mostert, I think they'd be okay. I would trust Tevin Coleman at running back number 1. Let's see. David, his super chat asked, David asked, trade T. Coleman for David Njoku. Okay, the problem is the Browns don't need a running back, so the Browns would not make this deal because they obviously have one of the best running backs in the National Football League in Nick Chubb. He's young, he's cheap, he's cheaper, I believe, than Raheem Mostert, at least very, very close overall. And another problem, 49ers don't have the money to go ahead and re-sign David Njoku because they got to re-sign George Kittle. The whole problem with all these trades, again, I'll keep emphasizing this, is they don't have the money to do so. So trading even Coleman, I said Mostert, but even trading Coleman does not free up enough to go ahead and re-sign David Njoku, and the Browns wouldn't want him because the Browns are stacked at running back. They're going to be just fine. So as much as I would like that move and keep Mostert, it just wouldn't make sense overall. Plus, you have to go ahead and extend Mostert because he's not going to play for $2.75 million. So I like it, but it wouldn't work overall, even though Njoku and Kittle would be nasty as a combo in the National Football League. Okay. Also, what is nasty or I should say nasty isn't good, is your health. What's nasty is not wearing a mask right now. What's good is wearing a mask. And if you're going to do so, go ahead and wear the official 49er one. You can pick it up right now at chatsports.com/49mask. These sold so well earlier on in the year that we had to tell people to wait to buy them because they had to restock them. So they're back. They're good to go. This mask right here ships within 2 business days. You can get the 1. You can get a 3-pack, you can get a 2-pack, you can even go all the way up to a 4-pack, and they have great designs overall. These are my favorite. The all red ones, to me, are my favorite ones overall, but the half black, half red ones look pretty good overall, and there's a 4-pack of those right now. Plenty of mask options. Pick them all up right now at chatsports.com/49mask. The link, as always, is down below in the description box. Okay, we get this question. I don't know why we get Joey Bosa questions every week, but we do. What is the possibility of Joey Bosa of getting Joey Bosa and trading Mostert and Solomon Thomas. So are we trading Mostert and Solomon Thomas for Joey Bosa? Because there's no way the Chargers are going to do that. The Chargers have come out and said they're going to re-sign Joey Bosa. So even though Joey Bosa will be a free agent in 2021, he might not even get to the open market. As I've said before, Bosa plus Bosa on the team is fun to think about, but the odds of it actually happening are next to none. Just get the Joey Bosa idea out of your head. Plus, Mostert and Solomon Thomas are not worth a lot. Mostert at best right now is worth a fifth, and Solomon Thomas at best right now is worth like a sixth or a seventh because he's just not that good. I know he was a first-round draft pick, but he stinks. And he stunk for a long time. And even if he plays well through the first 8 weeks of the season, no one's going to give you more than a fifth-round draft pick for him, which, of course, is not enough to trade for Joey Bosa. Get the Joey Bosa idea out of your mind. I'm telling you guys, it's just not going to happen. Any cornerbacks you could see us getting? Listen, the one team I think that's a real possibility for a trade with Raheem Mostert is Philadelphia. Philadelphia's tight on money, but they were interested in a running back. Philadelphia has a plethora of young cornerbacks. Rasul Douglas, Sidney Jones, Avonte Maddox. There's a lot of options there to trade with the Eagles. The problem is, again, the Eagles don't want to pay Raheem Mostert either. They have Miles Sanders, so I don't see that trade happening. I don't know why everyone hates Emmanuel Mosley. Like, I don't understand why everyone hates Emmanuel Mosley overall, because he played well. Like, do the 49ers have to have superstars at every single position? Even though they basically do, you're going to have some holes. It's a salary cap league, and if Mosley's a hole, I think that's still a win for the 49ers overall. So, yes, would it be nice to trade and go out and get a better cornerback than Mosley? But I don't think there is one on the market right now. Plus, if you were to trade to someone like Philadelphia, I just don't see it happening because the Eagles don't have the money to do so. Let's see here. We got Braden asking, who is the dark horse you could see us facing in the Super Bowl if we make it? Okay, so dark horse, not named the Kansas City Chiefs, I guess, would be the kind of the thought process there. Dark horse, because the Ravens aren't a dark horse team. The Chiefs aren't a dark horse team. My dark horse team in the AFC, maybe not a Super Bowl team, is Denver. I think the Denver Broncos quietly have had 2 really good off seasons. They have a very good young quarterback in Drew Lock, and they still have a very good defense. I think Denver is going to be fantastic and even challenge Kansas City in the AFC West. Other than those two, in terms of Kansas City and Baltimore, I think Pittsburgh's going to be better this year with Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Bills are going to be good overall. But right now, it's Kansas City, it's Baltimore, and it's everybody else. Don't be surprised if Denver plays a lot better than their record showed last year. They're stacked at wide receiver. Drafted Jerry Jeudy. They still have some other good wide receivers and that great defense. I think overall Denver is going to be a dark horse team in the AFC, but don't bet on. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are probably the 2 favorites right now in the AFC. All right, favorite question I always ask here on the 49ers Report. Where are you guys watching from? I, of course, am in Atlanta, Georgia right now. Looks like producer Dylan is up in Dallas, where our Chat Sports studios officially are. I'm curious where you guys are watching from. Give me your shout out, your city right now in the comments section. Who lives the furthest away from Atlanta? I'm curious. Anyone live in Atlanta? Also, I'm curious about that as well. Anyone, right down the street or something like that? Who knows? Could be weird, could be fun. Let me know where you guys are living at right now. Shout out your city right now on the 49ers Report as we keep getting ready 4 more questions using those hashtag 49ers. Let's see. Looks like we got one from Jarrett Wong, who's going to go ahead and ask, who are you more scared of, the Seahawks or the Cardinals? Well, the Seahawks because of Russell Wilson, but the Cardinals because they have a better roster. How about that? Russell Wilson makes up for a lot of sins. And even though the Seahawks don't have a terrible roster, they still have problems on the offensive line, and their defense is, that secondary they tried to, make some moves for this offseason, but they didn't do enough, in my opinion. Now, they're still a 9 or 10 win football team. They still are the biggest threat in the NFC West. But the Cardinals have a better roster. It's more up to how good is Kyler Murray going to be in year 2. I think he's going to be pretty darn good. But right now, they have good running backs. They have a young offensive line. They have the best wide receiver, arguably in the NFC, not named Julio Jones. I mean, my goodness, you had DeAndre Hopkins, to Larry Fitzgerald, and all the young receivers they have there overall. Both are going to be good. Both are going to cause problems. I would put the Seahawks over the Cardinals, but I've said before, the Cardinals are really, really good. I don't see it being a bad division at all this year, and it wasn't a bad division at all last year at the same time. Let's see. Alan, what's Alan asking? Alan Cook or Cookie? I don't know how you say his last name. Should we cut Beathard then pay Mostert? I think Beathard's only making like $1 to $1.5 million overall. So, I mean, I said he would be a cut candidate if the money could work out, sure. But I think the 49ers just don't want to have $5 million tied up in Raheem Mostert and $5 million tied up in Tevin Coleman. I'm telling you, running backs, if your kid's playing football right now, don't let him be a running back if you want him to make money in the National Football League. Wide receiver, lineman, quarterback, all those other positions make a lot more money than running back. I think they're actually going to go ahead and trade Raheem Mostert because they've had 3 months to re-sign him. They've been talking about re-signing and it hasn't happened, so I don't see it happening up to this point. 408 Wes asked, any chance the Niners make a big move at all? No. 0% chance the 49ers right now make any moves unless it's trading Mostert before training camp starts because they just have they don't have money. Like, if teams could make moves for star players, you'd see it happen a lot more often than it does. But everyone is salary capped. Everyone that has a hard cap in a hard cap league, and you only have so much money you can actually go ahead and spend on players. And guess what? The Niners have a lot of good players. That means they're spending a lot of money. They have no money to make any big moves. So, no, I think we're done for big moves right now, barring a massive injury, which hopefully is not going to happen overall. Let's go ahead and get the okay, we'll move on here. Go ahead and subscribe to the 49ers Report. That way you guys have nonstop coverage of the best 49er coverage on the internet. Subscribe right now. I'm telling you, like, there are a lot of blog sites and a lot of websites, and sometimes Skip Bayless will talk about the 49ers. Sometimes Stephen A. Smith will talk about the 49ers like once a month. We talk about the 49ers almost every single day here on the channel. So if you're part of the Bang Bang Niner gang, you're a big 49er fan, go ahead and subscribe in the subscription box. Little red button down below. That's the best way to go ahead and hit us up. That way you guys can be notified whenever we drop the latest 49er videos and coverage here. Also, follow me on Twitter at Real Thomas Mott. I talk about the 49ers on Twitter over there as well. I just want to confirm with my producer, we're going to keep going here, right? We're going to go to the next live comment. Okay, next one here is John, who says, do you see Hurd going back to running back? I didn't even think about this, but the answer is yes. Jalen Hurd was a running back in college at Tennessee, and even when he transferred to Baylor and moved to wide receiver, Matt Rule and the Baylor offense still had Jalen Hurd as a running back in terms of some plays. They'd put him in the I formation, they'd go single back, and they'd hand the ball off. So if worse came to worse, yes, they 100% could, but it would take a lot of injuries overall. It would take Coleman, and then McKinnon, and then Wilson Jr., and then even former Baylor teammate of Jalen Hurd, Michael Hasty. He would have to struggle as well. They need Hurd at wide receiver, especially with the injury to Deebo Samuel and the injury to Richie James Jr., both of which should be good to go by week 1. But if they're not, you got to have Hurd in there because you're going to need bodies at those positions. So technically, yes, but I think overall they're going to go ahead and keep him at wide receiver. So if they needed him, sure, but I don't think that they will. Let's see. Brandon asked, who would be the best trainer if Kittle left? I mean, you have a lot of options. Fred Warner is one. Nick Bosa is one. Eric Armstead is another. Trent Williams is right there. Jimmy Garoppolo, Deebo Samuel, Richard Sherman, Jimmy Ward. I mean, the next best one, honestly, is probably Nick Bosa, just based on how great he's going to be overall. But it's hard to not say Fred Warner because he's a baller and a stud, despite what the national media will tell you. He's going to be, I think he's probably going to be the starting Pro Bowl in the NFC this year. How about that? He's just that good. He's been that good for a while. He was an alternate last year. I think he'll be a starter at the Pro Bowl this year. Okay, which city is better? It shouldn't be hard. Which city is better overall? Which city is better football team overall? Type SF for San Francisco. Just start spamming it in the chat. Type SEA for Seattle if you think Seattle is and you're just a hater and you like bad cities, I guess. I don't know. Type SF for San Francisco. This should be very easy overall. Better city, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay. Ooh, this is a good question. Rank the running backs. Okay, Breida, Coleman, Mostert, and Jerick McKinnon. It's pretty easy. Mostert, Coleman, Breida, McKinnon. That's how I would do it right now. Now, I think McKinnon's going to have a good year, so you could bump McKinnon up to number 2. But wait, how did I do that? I said Mostert, right? Mostert, Coleman, Breida, and then McKinnon. Mostert, Coleman, Breida, McKinnon. Now, again, if McKinnon balls out, he would be number 2. I think McKinnon, when healthy, is better than Tevin Coleman. He just had like his entire lower body reconstructed, so the odds of him actually being 100% healthy this year aren't exactly guaranteed. But if he is, then he'll probably be number 2 on my list. But Mostert, I mean, he is the best running back, but he's not that much better overall than Tevin Coleman.